eventually he got off the windowsill and like went back down outside, and I opened the shutters and he's like stood on the pavement outside my house with his back to me, walks across the street and then just breaks into my neighbour's house opposite the road.
Amelia says, do you have any big sister advice for teenage girls?
Oh, there's so many things I wish I could have said to my younger self. Just like, don't feel the pressure to be a woman yet. I feel like this is such a huge thing, especially induced by social media. Like, and then he sent me like the most brutal message being like, look, you seem like a lovely girl, but like honestly I just could not be any less interested in you, so I'm not gonna let you waste your time on this.
Hey guys, welcome back to another season of Charlize's Private Story. This new series is going to be so good because I'm so excited to share even more about my world as I keep you guys up to date with everything that's going on in my life and spill even more tea. If you're new here, I'm a content creator with a passion for all things beauty and fashion, and I love to overshare and tell you guys a bit too much, so on this podcast you can expect things about my relationships, friendships and even more. And every week I'm joined by other influencers, celebrities, my own family members and friends to talk all about the latest gossip, their picnics and their very own private stories. And I want you guys to keep getting involved just like you did last season, so please make sure to keep sending in your latest stories, questions and dilemmas for us to work through in this judgment-free zone. So welcome back to my private story. Let's go. Welcome back to Charlize's Private Story. Today I have got a very exciting guest. She was my lockdown hero and she's here on the pod. So I've got Flossie here. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. For the people that don't know who you are, can you give like a little introduction?
For sure. My name is Flossie. I'm a 23-year-old YouTuber, mainly YouTuber. I kind of do like all socials. I live in London. I've got a gorgeous little fur baby called Ida, and I'd say like I just do really like long form normal live vlogs, and for some reason people watch them and enjoy them.
Do you know what? I literally just think that is the best way to put it. Like, they're long but they're so good because no one really does long content anymore. I feel like so many people have just left YouTube.
I know, it's really sad. Like, that was something I feel like I was really insistent that I would never do. Because I feel like TikTok, it's so easy, but it's like you don't feel the same. Well, I don't feel the same like reward, because you do a lot of YouTube as well.
I do YouTube, I do TikTok, but I definitely think like YouTube's a bit more rewarding.
You feel when you get that video up and it's like you spent time on it.
And it does well.
Yeah, and it does
the
well.
Best feeling.
It's the best feeling.
Agreed. I feel like TikTok's just because they don't take as long to do, we don't appreciate the views as much as we do on like YouTube. Sure. I feel the same with you on that, but obviously you've been doing this since like 2014.
Yeah, since I was
ages.
So young. Like, I literally started making videos when I was 11. Like, I had an account that I accidentally deleted. I remember I had like 3,000 subscribers. I accidentally deleted it when I was a kid and I was so upset. But I've been doing it for more of my life than I haven't, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you've lived more of your life with it now, which is crazy. So what kind of made you back then actually want to start? Just
watching it, I think. Like, I was like everyone else. I was obsessed with like kind of Michelle Phan. I don't even know
who that is.
Some people at home will know who this is, but she was like an American makeup YouTuber, and it was like one of my friends at school who really got me into it. There was like girls called Michelle Phan and like Juicy Star 07, and then I sort of found Bethany Mota.
I don't know any of these people.
You don't know who Bethany Mota is?
Maybe I do.
Mac Barbie 07. You need to watch them. They were like my child. They were like my Zoella. And then I found Zoe and everyone afterwards.
But I mean, yeah, Zoella was when I kind of like started watching it, and like slime videos was like my thing. Like, I can't lie, all I watched was slime growing up.
Very
but
good.
You started then and you're still continuing it now. Was you at school when you started then?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was, to be honest, it was fine. I feel like people found out in sort of high school when I started getting a little bit more traction, and I just sort of approached it with the whole like, yeah, whatever. And I think people will only like give you a bit of stick and a bit of grief for it. It's like it applies to anything once they see like a slight insecurity in it, or like a slight sort of panic, or which obviously is your normal instinct, but I just like put up a front of like, I don't care. Yeah, whatever, cool. And I used to lie as well. I wouldn't advise this, but I used to lie and be like, yeah, well, I'm making loads of money, when like I was literally like not making a penny. Like I didn't have a single paycheck through. because I knew it would just like shut them
up. Yeah. To be fair, that never shut up the people at my school. I wish it would have. I wish I would have shut them up. Yeah, I make money.
I know, but look what they're doing now.
Them more to make me hate, but it's fine. I was gonna say, you actually mentioned before about like struggling with school.
Yes.
In the past, with your mental health. Was that not to do with like bullies or anything then? That was just kind of school in general?
I think I went through it a lot with like friendships. Like I honestly don't think I had good female friendships till I moved to London.
Yeah.
So it was more so just in that sense. And like, I don't know, I was just like a funny kid. Like I was a very anxious child and stuff. I was actually like homeschooled for just under, I think it was like a year and a half. I honestly don't remember. It was all a blur just before my GCSEs. And thank God my school let me back in to do my GCSEs. But I mean, I'm sure you relate. I feel like school is just not one size fits all. And it just did not fit me. Like I was an anxious mess. Like I was so miserable all the time. I just wasn't myself there.
No, and I think that's like a really nice thing to actually add as well. Like not everyone has to love school.
No, and you don't have to enjoy it. You just have to get through it.
Yeah.
Like you have to get through it and do your best. And
now I look back, when people said that to me, I used to be like, oh, shut up.
Yeah, because it feels so consuming.
But now I'm out of it. I'm like, I can't believe the year younger than me are now finishing this year. Well, not this year, this month. They're finishing school. And I'm like, how's it been a year since I finished school? Like, that's crazy to me. It does go
best year
so
of your life,
quick.
Yeah,
she has been the best year of my life since I left. But also for everyone that's listening and they kind of think like, oh, I feel trapped to this school. Like you literally, as soon as it's done, you never have to think about it again.
It's so true. Everyone says it, but like school is not the end of your life. And like I honestly probably keep in contact with like 2 or 3 people from school.
Same. My best friend Jude, but that's about it. Like I stuck with a very slim group and kept that kind of slim group
for sure,
which is nice. But I was also going to say, like, you talk quite a lot about like body image and like trying to uplift people. You do have your down days, and the thing I loved about your videos, even now you still do it, but like you actually talk about how you've had a bad day more than so many people are like, oh, my life's great, here's my partying, here's this, and it does make other people kind of feel a bit like, well, do you actually struggle? Like, are you a real person? But you're very good at being real. So what kind of made you want to actually like post content and be real?
I feel like for me, it was like it got to a stage where I was like, I actually just can't hide this anymore. Like I obviously went through like a really rubbish time. But also I felt very like reluctant for a long time to say it because it can also go the adverse direction and people go, oh my God, you literally have the best life. But I'm also wanted to be like, I have the best life, and like if that isn't proof that sometimes that has nothing to do, like the quality of life you're living and your mental health have no correlation between each other. Sometimes it just goes AWOL. That was more so like the point I wanted to convey to people of like 100%. You can see someone that has it all and think that once you have that you'll be fine and like everything in life will be fine, but it's just definitely not the case.
I really like that. That's actually a really good point to make. I feel like with influencing and any kind of industry, people do like to kind of make us out as if we're like robots and we don't actually have a life and like we don't feel feelings. But definitely it's a nice point to add. I was also going to say, in the industry you have got quite a lot of friends. Lewis you're still good friends with.
Love Lewis.
Who else would you say is like a close friend of yours in the industry?
I'm super, super, super duper close with like Anna, Byron. I
never knew this was like a close friendship.
They are like my best friends. Well, like all that Manchester lots, like Freya and Callum and everyone like that. Like I adore them and I look forward to going to Manchester, spending time with them so much. I just feel like a little kid again when I'm with them. So I'm really close with them, Millie and Carmi and everyone. I'm so glad Millie's back from LA. I actually went out with her the other night and Carmi. Ben as well, but Ben lives in Bali now. This is the thing that everyone's going off and doing their own thing. It's like it's really cool to watch, but it's nice. It's nice when they come back around because it's like you've got so much to talk about.
Yeah, so much to catch up on. Your lives have all changed.
We're
so
adults
much.
now. It's weird. And Jacob White as well. He used to do YouTube. He's like he's a cool guy now, but like he's one of my best friends.
That is so cute because you guys grew up together. Yeah. Like I remember the Airbnb videos.
Oh my God. See, I luckily was never involved in that.
I just remember that era of YouTube. Oh my God. Like guys, if you're confused, like Carmi and his lot used to like rent Airbnbs but like have the most crazy parties. I think Airbnb seriously cancelled that whole like party thing
Carmi's
because
entire
of them.
family is banned from Airbnb. His
Really?
dad, his mum, everyone. anyone? I shouldn't be laughing. No, it's not funny. It's not clever.
No. That is so bad. I never knew that.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, Anna and all them, they weren't really involved either. They were, like, the
yeah.
other side of YouTube, which is so funny to me that you're, like, you are friends with everyone.
Yeah, I've never fallen out with anyone.
That's good. That's a nice way to be, especially in this industry. You recently had a break-in, or an attempted break-in.
Yeah, attempted break-in.
What the hell?
I know. It was pretty crazy. I've
Story time?
only been in my house, like, obviously, since beginning of October. So it's quite a long time.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. And before where I lived in, like, obviously really high rise. So it was just never something I had to think about. And there were a few nights, like, 'cause obviously I live on my own. When I'd first moved in, like, I live in a really old, like, Georgian house. So you hear little creaks, or I can hear the stairs next door. You know, I'd be, like, a bit on edge, but really quickly settled in. And I'm on FaceTime with my boyfriend, but, like, he's gone downstairs to get a glass of water. So he's left his phone upstairs. And I can hear, like, clanking on my railing outside my house. And I'm like, oh, it must be, like, the people who live upstairs, me going upstairs. Because, like, I live in an apartment, so I'm on, like, the bottom half and they're on the top half.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, it would just be, like, the lady from upstairs going up. And then I start to hear, like, noises, like, just too close to the house, like, way too close to the house. And I realised they're on the windows downstairs. So I was like, right, okay, someone's trying to break in. My dog starts barking at this point, so I, like, scoop her up. He sort of eventually stops trying, and I hear him, like, climb back across the wall.
So he's clearly, like, done this before.
Yeah. And so eventually he got off the windowsill and, like, went back down outside, and I opened the shutters, and he's, like, stood on the pavement outside my house with his back to me, walks across the street, and then just breaks into my neighbour's house opposite the road, just slides, does the exact same thing he's done to mine, slides up the window, and I watch him crawl in. But at this point I'm on the phone with the police.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to say, surely you called the police.
Yeah, I watched him do it, and I was like, he's breaking in someone else's house. I was, like, doing everything, but he didn't have...
What time was this?
It was at, like, 10 p.m. at night. People were walking past the street. Like, people in London mind their own business way too much, because people were walking past and literally going, like... But I guess it's not safe.
It isn't safe, but
it's
you
not
think
safe
they'd
to stop
at least
someone.
walk to the sign and call the police or something?
But the scary thing was he was only breaking into people's houses. He knew there was someone in there. He wouldn't, like, he was breaking into people's houses, like, 3 p.m. in the afternoon, like, with the TV on, like, seeing them sat in there.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Have they caught him?
They caught him, thank God.
Yay.
But it was, like, multiple times.
That's just so scary. And I couldn't imagine being by myself as well. Like, what's your boyfriend going to do on FaceTime?
I know.
I'd be like, get round here now.
I was proper trying to guilt trip him into coming down, because he lives really far away. So I was like, babe, come down. I was so scared and lonely just because I wanted him there.
But obviously... You have just bought your first home.
Yes.
Bit of a lighter part of that. How has it been having your own, like, house?
It's amazing. Like, it's the best feeling. And I feel like, in a way, it's a huge kind of weight off my shoulders, because I'm sure you get it as well. Like, when you're young and you know, start being able to support yourself, you have people breathing down your neck constantly about your finances, what you should do with them. And I always say to people, like, just do things at your own pace. Like, I definitely took things at my own pace with money, but no, like, it's just always been my biggest dream. Like, I'm such a home bird. Like, if you watch any of my YouTube videos, I don't leave the house ever. So I'm quite lucky you got me out today.
I put you on the TV and I'm in my house, tidying my room,
literally. So I love it. Like, I feel so settled, and I can't wait to grow in it as well, and, like, for the space to grow with me. And I'm already thinking about my next one, like the next one I want.
And obviously you have got a boyfriend too.
I do.
How is that? How long have you been with him now?
Nearly a year. I've done so well to keep that offline, right? So well.
I was going to say, because he's not online.
No, not at all.
Not at all. And
he's, like, on Insta, but, like, not
like involved.
No.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
So how is it having a boyfriend?
Yeah, it's good. He's actually really nice, like, for a change.
Do you know what, though? Be careful what you say, because this podcast has proven that there is some sort of curse.
Oh, yeah,
so
I've
maybe
seen
let's
this.
just, like, touch something.
Wood.
That's not wood.
Was that MDR?
I don't know what that is. But I'm just going to put it out there now, because even Max Belegde come on the other day, right?
And then I thought you were going to say that he broke up with his boyfriend then.
He done an April Fool's. So I'm like, Mum, it's a curse. My mum's like, they've broke up. I'm like looking, and then I've realised she just didn't swipe to the side where it says April Fool's.
The
And I
internet
was
would have
like,
been in dismay if that
bro,
happened.
and I thought, don't tell me it's
I
another
saw
curse.
that and I was like, oh my God, hell
so
no.
can we all just like touch wood? There is no curse anymore in this podcast. Everyone is going to be together forever. Okay, so let's move on from the questions. We're going to play a game. We're going to play Pick an Ick. So for the people listening at home and for Flossie, Pick an Ick is like we give our picks and our icks, so our favourites and our least favourites, basically. So we're going to go through 3 topics with you. First up, a hair look, a pick and an ick.
Okay, my ick, and this is just because I'm salty, because I can't do it, slick back.
Oh.
I have got, like, my hairline literally goes to the back of my skull. It's terrible. Like, the size of my hairline is so bad. And I've tried the slick back so many times, but it just does not work on me.
Do you know what, though? Your hair's the perfect hair for slick back.
No. I've got extensions.
Have you?
No one knows this, yeah, so it's not the perfect, but, like, my hairline is
But even the
hell.
healthiness, it just looks so healthy.
It's getting there. But no, like, my hairline says no. I'm taking all these vitamins, trying to get it better, but
Hair gummy.
maybe one day, yeah.
What's
I
the
think
cut where it's like
it is wolf cut.
long at the back and then they cut the front short?
It is wolf
it
cut,
wolf?
but then they've got, it's also like butterfly cut, which is like softer. I like that, but wolf is very like short ends. Like it's very
I'm not a fan.
aggressive.
I think it suits some people,
Yeah.
but it's things that I personally wouldn't.
Yeah,
so I'm going to say that.
same.
What's in the pick?
Ooh, my pick, and once again, like just biased to me, is like really like this is my natural hair colour. So I dye my hair blonde. So when girls my colour dye their hair blonde and go back brunette, I'm just like, yes,
It's
power
a
move.
pick.
Yeah,
Going
I love
back to their
that.
natural hair colour.
Going back to dark brunette.
A lot of people go blonde, and
Yeah.
especially
You're
like my
naturally
age.
blonde.
I'm naturally blonde,
Yeah.
and then I just get like a few highlights scattered through in the winter. But a lot of people my age who are brunette and now trying to go blonde, and it's like stick to your colour. Trust me, like
I just
nah.
think brunette on a natural brunette is just the best.
I
Like,
think.
it
Do you know what
really
though?
is.
So many brunettes can pull off the blondes.
Yeah,
and I always
I'm
think I envy
sorry,
you
I couldn't
because I
really
couldn't.
couldn't.
I did it your colour once.
What?
Like you know the
Dark?
L'Oreal.
No.
Oh, mate.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do you have a picture of that?
Yeah. Do you want to show this?
Yeah. Wait, can you put it on the screen?
It's on.
Yeah.
It's actually on TikTok.
Oh
I
my-
basically did it as like
I'm dying
when
to
in my
see this.
POV phase. I was like, yes. But it is a stupid decision. I regretted it thoroughly. But I really want to try it now because I was like 12.
A wig? Get a wig off TikTok shop. I've got like every colour wig under the sun. I get them out.
But can
at
you make them look
pre-drinks.
real?
Yeah.
See, I'd rather just spray
Yeah.
it, but then when you spray
they're
it,
really good.
sometimes you can't get the colour out. I posted on TikTok, like,
Let me see.
you can see it there.
Oh my God. Oh.
I
you
was
look like a
little, but how
cutie.
ugly.
It's not terrible, but obviously you're a
Guys,
natural blonde.
When I'll show it in this camera,
That's really sweet. Oh my God, you look so little.
No. So, and everyone was commenting like, oh my God, she's a natural brunette. She's come out. I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, it was a dumb decision. But for me, my pick has got to be bows. The next pick and ick is a fashion look.
Okay, so let's start with pick. Let's start with a high. Paul's Boutique.
Who?
Paul's Boutique. Please tell me you know what Paul's Boutique is. I'm going to Ibiza with Lewis, like beginning of June, I'm pretty sure. And back in my day, when I was in like year 4, all the girls at the high school, all the cool girls, they'd have their crazy big back comb, like side parting hair, foundation lips, and Paul's Boutique. Like these, let me show you, okay? And you'll see, it was the most like garish, crazy clothes, like rhinestones on everything.
Paul's Boutique.
And it was
is that
like-
the company name?
Yeah, I can't, this is like so sad to you don't know what it is. So like these were like, this was it. It was like nuts.
I've never seen that.
Like
in
the
my
clothes, like they were really kind of tacky, trashy clothes. And it came to me like in an epiphany the other day. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to resurgence Paul's Boutique for Ibiza this year. So I've been on Vinted. Oh, I shouldn't be telling people this because people are going to steal it. I've been on Vinted like a crazy lady. And obviously like it's not a big thing anymore. So people selling the skirts for like £5. I've got these like leopard ones, like rhinestones on the bum, just like really like outrageous, garish clothes. But I think they're so fun.
life. Okay, so that's your fashion look pick.
Yeah.
Mine, nothing like it.
I'm very passionate about this.
I just really like. No, I sound so basic.
What?
Like just like the basic Brandy Melville white tops
Oh,
at the
yeah.
moment. I'm on my like just a basic white top right now.
Can't go wrong.
But low-waisted jeans as well. I've never been low-waist, but recently low-waisted jeans are doing something good.
I feel like once you break into it once, like you get the confidence to wear them once, you don't feel naked, then you're sweet.
Then you're
fine.
sweet. But for years I was like, I'm never going to wear low-waisted. I just felt like insecure. Now I'm like, do you know what? Why not?
They look good on everyone.
They do look good on anyone and everyone.
They do.
So if you're thinking about it, get some low-waisted jeans. Or flares, whatever you're feeling. But trust me, the jeans, they're just so cute. Okay, Nick, go on.
It's probably really niche because I feel like
she's going to give it to me now.
No, I feel like I like everything, and I was like, what would I be like? Brother, if I saw it, like a belted jumper dress. Like if someone wore a jumper dress with like a belt around the middle, I just thought, oh come on, we can do better than that.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very much giving like old
that?
Ariana Grande, like with knee-high boot. Like
That's
I'm
what
just
I
a
was
bit
going
like,
to say.
oh,
Ariana.
going to a Chris Brown concert or something. It's a bit just like, oh no, I don't like it.
No, okay, I agree. Perry Edwards did something similar.
It's a bit old Perry Edwards.
One of her old music videos, and I remember I was like, Perez, don't do that. I love Perry.
Yeah.
And I was like, why?
Beautiful woman.
Why? But obviously that's her stylist, not her.
Yeah.
Okay, jumper, dress, belt. That's a good one. I'm not liking it either. We're going to say a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Pick a Nick.
My pick is the Cancel podcast. Like the Cancel podcast. Please tell me you've watched this.
Is this Tana Mojo?
Yeah, Tana
I've
and
watched
Brooke.
one, and I didn't really get the hype, but I need to get the hype.
They're my proper like comfort podcast. Like, I just have all the episodes just on repeat through the day in the house, like a radio. I just love them, and I feel like the whole internet's so in love with Brooke at the moment. She's just the sweetest, nicest girl.
See, I first saw her because of this podcast. Then the next minute, I'm on TikTok, and then someone else was with her, and I was like, wait, why do I know her face? I just watched her podcast. I was like, she's everywhere right now.
They're so
smashing
great.
it. So yeah, I agree. I like Tana, I like Brooke, but I didn't actually watch their podcast together. I've only watched one ep, which was quite good.
Yeah.
But I watched GK and Tana.
Yeah.
That was a good ep.
That was
like,
amazing.
Oh my God, this is
so
iconic.
Good.
One that I'm really loving at the moment, Beta Squad. I just always watch their videos.
Yeah.
They're just easy to watch. Like I just feel like I'm watching TV when I'm watching them. But obviously like my own podcast like that.
Yeah, I gotta plug that one.
I literally don't ever watch YouTube anymore.
Really?
Sounds bad, but I'm not on my YouTube.
God, I feel like I'm still like a kid with YouTube. Like I never miss an upload from my favourites.
Who is your favourite YouTuber?
Nowadays, it's like I love rich women. Watching really rich women on YouTube. Like Amelia Liana. You probably never heard of her.
No.
But she's just like living the life. She's got like loads of nice bags, which is funny because I would not say I'm materialistic in the slightest, but
you like watching other people be.
Yeah, like I just love, it feels like, you know, I'm getting a scoop on their life. But have you seen Holly Scarfone's TikToks recently as well?
Is she really rich?
Yeah, but just out of nowhere. Like, this is the thing. It's just the mystery of it to me.
See, I don't know who
love
that
it.
is. There's someone that Anna Paul's friends with.
Yeah, and they're really sophisticated.
And they are like day in the life on my yacht. And they like, we stopped off at Louis Vuitton on the boat and grabbed.
Probably, yeah.
And I was like,
I think because it's like, I love watching people who are like a parallel to me. It's just like these really classy women where like, I'm just a mess. Like, absolute mess.
we
I'll
just
never
look
be
at
them.
like the opposite of us and think, yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah,
what we like
for
to watch.
sure.
But I must say, I'm more into Netflix right now because there is so much good stuff on Netflix.
Yeah.
I know I'm well late to the like story here, and everyone's going to be like, fake fan. Yeah, I'll put my hands up. I don't watch Formula One. I love that Drive to Survive.
What the hell is that? I've never
It's
seen
like
that in my life.
the reality show of Formula One.
I need to watch that.
It's so good. Like, I'm obsessed with Lando Norris. Like obsessed with Lando Norris.
Beautiful man.
I don't know. I know what team he is now. Team McLaren all the way. I have no idea either. But I said to my dad, I was like, oh, I really like this team. He was like, you can't like that team. I was like, oh, okay. I don't anymore. But it's like the reality show of something that I've had no interest in my whole life.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I quite like Formula One. Okay, but a YouTube channel that's an ick.
Like family channels who just, the primary focus is the kids. I think there's a fine line between like having your kids literally employed by you, and like putting the camera in their face, being like, do this, and then having your kid in the background of a vlog or something. So
Ace
like someone
Family.
like someone like Zoella, you know, she's not got a family channel, but the child's in the vlog. But I just think, I mean, I know I'm not one to judge any parenting. Like, I've obviously never experienced it, and you do you. But I think there's been one too many horror stories.
This is what I was going to say. There's so many horror stories at the moment that I've been seeing about like families on YouTube, and I'm invested in it.
Yeah,
because I'm like, I used to watch some
of
the
kids,
these.
Like, and even if the rumors and stuff aren't true, the kids will still like grow up with that on their back. I don't know. It's something I personally wouldn't do. But once again,
you do you. But let's move on to listener questions. So basically people ask us questions and we answer them.
Fantastic.
Gives a little Q&A. So guys, if you want to ask me some questions, you can at Amy Charlize's private story on Instagram. And we go through, you can ask us like stories, questions, dilemmas, whatever you guys want, and we kind of go through them. So Ellie has said, do you have any tips on how to cover up spots or get rid of them?
Oh my God, I used to have the worst skin. I was on Roaccutane like 3 times.
You've been on Roaccutane?
Yep, 3 times.
I didn't get that bad.
It was so bad.
Got put on a pill and then also had the Duac cream, and that sort of my skin up. So I'd say Duac is a really, really good one, but obviously you have to speak to your doctors because it is prescription only.
For sure.
But I think like if it's just a spot here and there, like Mario Badescu drying lotion is really good.
Yeah, and like also if you're looking to cover it with makeup, I would say the thinner your layers, the better. If you're using a really thick foundation, sometimes like it just adds to the texture. Because you can't cover the texture, you can only cover the redness. And also more powder-based products. You don't want any shine on your skin. I feel like, honestly, I have this like tuned into me from growing up with terrible skin. But like keep your skin matte because then it doesn't sort of reflect on the bumps.
I'd also say like the NARS Pot Concealer. Have you tried it?
No, I haven't.
Best concealer ever. I've put my sisters on it.
Concealer's good.
Is that HNB?
Yeah.
I've got that as well.
It's a good full coverage, but just literally get it on the tiniest brush and just put it where the blemish is. Like, just work in really thin layers and use mainly powder.
I agree with that. Holly Boon's really good, but NARS Pot is, like, made, I swear, for, like, sports. So it's also a really good one. Catherine says, how do you let go of toxic friends?
Ooh, I do feel like it's really hard. I almost feel like, in a way, it's harder than a breakup.
Yeah.
Because it's, like, you can't really sit a mate down and be like, this isn't working.
Do you know what? I've actually had someone say that to me. We need a break.
Really. And like, to be fair, it's mature. I just can't do confrontation.
No.
At all. But I honestly think like you just distance yourself and you don't actively reach out and make plans. I've had it before so many times through my life where like me and a friend were just not really serving each other at that moment, or like nothing bad has happened. We're just into different things, or like want to spend our time differently. Yeah. So I just let us go off for like 4 months. And then eventually, you know, you send a text like, hey babe, how are you? It's been ages. It's like, yeah, let's go for lunch. And it's back like nothing happened. It doesn't have to be a huge argument, but you can just literally let them go, just lose the contact with them. Yeah, and it is easier than you probably think it would be. I think school's definitely the hardest point, because if you're at school and you're seeing them every day, that's really awkward. If you're at school, don't make a song and dance about it. Just like try to avoid them as much as possible, and once you leave, don't ever talk to them again. Amelia says, do you have any big sister advice for teenage girls? Oh, there's so many things I wish I could have said to my younger self. Just like, don't feel the pressure to be a woman yet. I feel like this is such a huge thing, especially induced by social media. Like, you are a teenage girl, and as much as you might be like itching to be the girls that you see online, you're not. And just enjoy the time that you're in now, because you have all the time to like grow into that woman. Don't feel any pressure to like look like them, behave like them, be in the situations or like living the lifestyle that they live, or feel like your life is inadequate because you're not living that. Like, you're a teenager, as much as it's like the last thing you want to be told when you're that age, because you're like, no, I'm an adult, I'm a young adult. It's like, just enjoy where you're at, and like, you've got so much to look forward to. I agree. And I also think like another thing is like, don't compare yourself to anyone. Yeah. Because I think it's really difficult as like a younger girl, like not comparing your life to even your friends and things like that. Like, it's so easy to just fall into a loop of being like, oh, she's doing this, she's doing that. I'm not doing that right now. But honestly, like, never compare yourself to other people, because we all live such different lives. Yeah. Everyone's different. Like, we're all going to go through things at different times. It's even like skin. I remember all my friends had like their breakout phase when they were like 12. And I was like
15, 16 and had my breakout where my skin got really bad last year, and I was like, oh, it's so embarrassing. They've all had that and they're all clear skin and now I'm the one.
Yeah.
We all grow up at such different times. Don't ever feel like pressured into doing things at a young age. Like, honestly, just live your life.
For sure.
And never ever compare yourself to anyone else.
So they say comparison is the thief of joy. Very true.
Very true. Flossie, you're honestly.
Thank you.
Inspirational. But guys, if you do want to send in any more questions, thank you so much for sending them in. But you can DM us at Amy Charlize's private story. But I have got one last question for you.
Yeah.
So can you give me your private story?
Oh my gosh. Wait, I've actually got a few. Do you want to pick one?
I
wrote down a few.
Give them.
Right. So I've got either the story of how I went clubbing with Addison Rae in London. I don't know if you saw that. A story about like me faking a whole DM exchange with Jack Harlow and like putting it everywhere on the internet to get my ex jealous. Rex Orange County DMing me. Young Philly pieing me off so brutally. Like, which one do you want?
I think the Philly one.
Okay. So basically, I got verified like in the middle of the night. Like, I found out I was verified in the middle of the night, and it was the weirdest thing because the day before, like, we've been watching loads of like YouTube videos where Young Philly was in it, and me and my old flatmate at the time were like, oh, like, don't you just really fancy him because he's just like really funny, like really charismatic and everything. And I was like, oh, the second I get verified, like, I'll send him a DM. Because I was like, you obviously get a bit more noticed if you've got a blue tick.
Yeah.
And I literally got verified, like, in the middle of the night, that night. Like, I was on my phone. I just went on my Instagram and I was like, oh my God, like, there was just a blue tick there. So I sent Lewis a DM because I knew he'd be awake. And I was like, I just got verified. And he was like, right, we'll message Philly then. So I did, and then he responds like 10 minutes later. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, your girl had such terrible insomnia back then. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning, like, and he responds, and I was literally just like, hey, and he was like, hey. And we were having small talk back and forth. And to be fair, now this makes a lot of sense to me because I've seen like podcast clips of him talking about how he talks to women really badly. And like, for clarification, I didn't take anything to heart. I don't want anyone to be like, oh my God, what a horrible guy. So we're like exchanging DMs back and forth. I was 20 at this point. Yeah, I was 20. And then he like finds my YouTube videos and he's like sending me pictures of myself in my videos, like telling me he didn't like what I was wearing or like he didn't how I looked in that video. And then like I can't remember what I responded, but I like tried to just be like, oh, haha. And then he sent me like the most brutal message being like, look, you seem like a lovely girl, but like honestly, I just could not be any less interested in you. So I'm not going to let you waste your time on this. And I was like, oh my God.
I bet you felt so humble.
I never wanted to show my face ever again. I was with Lewis in the car and I was like, what on earth? And I was like, why respond to me that? Like, why keep the conversation going with me then? Like, if you were just going to say that. So I was just like, oh, respect his honesty. So I just left it there. And I was like, I swear to God, if I ever have to see this man in a public
Have you never
place,
seen him since?
I will have to die a week later. A week later. I had never seen him anywhere in my life. Never been to his PLT launch. He was there and I just wanted the ground to swallow me up.
Did he say anything?
No. I have never been so embarrassed in my life.
And you didn't think he'd be there?
Him. Like, I was a child. I probably did look like a child, but so embarrassing.
Oh my God, because I was
so humbling.
He's been at a few PLT parties that I've been at. So I was like, surely we've seen him.
It was so humbling, yeah.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
But like,
I wouldn't know what to do. I'd cry.
It was, no, but the thing was, it was just like, I sort of, like, I'd be very surprised if I was his type of girl. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't take it personally at all. Like, it wasn't something I sat in bed or like, I was like, oh, whatever. Like, I just had to find the funny side in it. I was like,
but what's funny? I'd be crying like, oh my God, I feel so bad.
It's like, obviously it's funny. Well, it's funny now. I don't know. At the time I might have been like, oh, but I think I was with Lewis and he was like, oh, it was just the fact, it was
I can imagine Lewis just rinsing it though.
It was so outrageous. Like, the way he spoke to me was so outrageous that like it had to be funny. Like, I showed it to Lewis and he was just like, oh my God. And even I was like, oh my God.
That is bad.
Yeah. So that was how I got humbled.
Bad. Oh, Flossie, I feel so bad for you.
No, it's fine.
Oh my God. Okay,
I'll be coming back with my revenge pics.
She already has. And a revenge boyfriend and a dog. So
revenge boyfriend, poor boy. I don't even think he ever knew this story.
Well, he does now. We love you to the Manchester boyfriend.
Yeah, went on to bigger and better.
Of course we did. Guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Amy Charlize's Private Story. Please make sure now you're subscribed to us on YouTube, as well as following me on Spotify or your podcast app of choice. You can like, comment and leave a review now. And make sure to send in your questions, stories and dilemmas at Amy Charlize's Private Story. You can follow me on TikTok, and now you can also follow us on Snapchat, so go over there and subscribe now, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much.
Bye.